Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello viewers, Assalamu alaikum. It's your host Sharia Ahmad Abbasi from Business Administration batch 2K20 from Sindh University campus Larkana, and this video is recorded on the basis of final examination of first semester due to critical situation of COVID-19, and this lecture is supervised by Sir Farhan Ali Surayo. There is my topic name, which first I will define power supply. Then what is power supply? A power supply is an electrical device that supplies electrical power to an electrical load. The primary function of a power supply is to convert electrical current from a source to the correct voltage, current and frequency to power the load. As a result, power supplies are sometimes said to as electrical power converters. A power supply unit or PSU converts main AC to low voltage regulated DC power for the internal components of a computer. Modern personal computers universally are used switch mode power supplies. Some power supplies have a manual switch for selecting input voltage, while others automatically adapt to the mains voltage. There is function. The desktop computer power supply always change the alternating current from a wall source to main electricity to low voltage direct current to operate the processor and peripheral device. A power supply rail or voltage rail refers to single voltage provided by a power supply unit PSU. Computer power supplies may have short circuits protection over power, overload protection, over voltage protection, under voltage protection, over current protection, and over temperature protection. Most modern desktop personal computer power supplies conform to the ATX specifications, which include form factor and voltage tolerance. While an ATX power supply is connected to the mains supply, it always provided 5 volt standby 5 VSD voltage so that the standby functions on the computers and certain peripherals are powered. There is another topic which I want to tell you: registers. The registers used by the CPU are often termed as processor registers. Registers are types of computer memory used to quickly accept, store, and transfer data and instructions that are being used immediately by the CPU. What is register? A register is one of small set of data holding places that are parts of computer's processor. A register may hold a computer instruction, a storage address, or any kind of data such as bit sequence or individual characters. About registers, rarely more than 64 registers in numbers, small in size. Typically, registers is less than 64 bits in size. Types of register. First, memory address register (MAR) holds the memory address data instructions used to access data and instructions from memory during the execution phase of an instruction. It contains the copy of designations and memory locations specified by the memory address registers. Number second is memory data register (MDR). It contains the data to be stored in a computer storage. Example, in RAM, it acts like a buffer and holds anything that is copied from the memory ready for the processor use to it. MDR holds the info before it goes the decoder. Here is processor register. A processor register, CPU register, is one of a small set of data holding places. Data are part of the computer processes. A register may hold an instructions, storage addresses, or any kind of data such as a bit sequence or individual characters. Some instructions specify register as a part of the instructions. Here is a register. A register is basically a storage space or a unit of memory data used to transfer data for immediate use by the CPU for data processing. Also known as a memory register, they can actually form a part of the computer processor as a processor register. Here you can see the picture, the CPU registers, arithmetic and logic unit, control unit, which is main memory, RAM and ROM, and there is controller, disk driver, disk drive. The word size of computer generally indicate the largest integer it can process in a single instruction and the size of a memory address, which is usually not necessarily the same as integer size. The main indications of the word size is how much memory the process can address. Word size refers to the number of bits processed by a computer. CPU is one go these days typically 32 bits or 64 bits. Data bus size, instruction size, address size are usually multiples of word size. The computer need processor register for manipulating data and register. A processor register may hold an instructions, storage address or any data such a byte, sequence or individual character. Here is introduction to computer bus, which is another topic. Introduction. In the computer is a subsystem data. Introduction. In the computer bus is a subsystem that transfer data between different components of the computers. Early computers used electrical wire to connect between components. Today's computer uses parallel and bit serial connection. What is computer bus? In the computer bus is the set of physical connection in between cables and printed circuit. It is shared by different hardware components in order to communicate each other. It reduces the pathway between different components. Sometimes it is called data highway. Characteristic of bus. Bus can be characterized by the amount of information can transfer in a certain period of time. This expressed in a bit. 3 to 32 wire ribbon cable can transmit 32 bit in parallel. Terms used width to define transfer rate. It also defined by frequency, that is number of packets sent or received per second. Here transfer speed of bus. It is very easy to find the maximum speed of our transfer rate of bus. Transfer rate of bus can be find the amount of data can transport in a unit of a time, multiplying it by the width its frequency. If a bus with a 16 bit and frequency 133 megahertz, then transfer rate would be 133.106 bits size. Types of bus. Each bus generally continued of 50 to 100 distinct physical lines divided into three types. These are address buses, data bus and control bus. There are other buses also. These are universal serial bus, parallel buses, etc. Address bus. It is sometimes called memory bus. It transfers the memory address to the processor in which CPU wants to access. This is an unidirectional bus. When the processor wants to read or write a memory location, that location is specified in memory location. Data bus. This bus transfer instruction to the processor. It is a bi-directional bus, means data or electronic signals can transfer in both sides. It computer subsystem. It can transfer data between different components. It is 32 wide, means in every second up to 32 bits data can transfer. Primary buses. Computer system generally consists of CPU, main memory, and a variety of peripheral components. All buses connecting between these components. These all buses are system bus. These are internal bus and external bus. Here is control bus. It is also called command bus. It transports command and synchronized signals, those coming from control unit and going towards hardware component. This is a bi-directional bus. It transfer and response signal also. Internal bus. Internal bus connect all the internal component of the computer such as CPU, memory, and motherboard. It is also referred to as local bus. Receive local bus because they are very much involved in the local devices. This is very fast and independent from the rest of the system. Its main purpose allows the processor to communicate with them. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and comment.